Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to BuenoBrew. I have a pretty interesting story today on current events. If we look right here, the Wall Street Journal says NVIDIA is still a buy on Wall Street as analysts race to boost price targets. Now, there's a couple reasons why I think that NVIDIA is a very, very interesting company, and we're going to be going over that and a lot of stuff that's coming with it. And we're going to see also, we're going to check on Webull, and we're going to check into their website and do a quick check on things. We're going to see why people are saying it's still a buy and why I am pretty interested in this this company, this AI stuff, and you'll see why here in just a second. So let's go ahead and go to their actual website. So it's pretty straightforward. Their website is pretty straightforward. NVIDIA, you got the CEO at the top, introducing NVIDIA DGX. So all this, they're going to have all these different stories, recommendations for you, all their new information. And if you really want to learn about AI, about, software and hardware when it comes to computers and AI stuff, they have a ton of information on their website, which I found, and it's very useful, very helpful, and it's very interesting for what's coming here in the future. And I think if we're really smart about this, I think a lot of people can make a lot of money if they do this right. So if we go here, we see design simulation. So they use AI in little virtual sort of games, and they just let it do its thing. So they'll have conversations, they'll do everything, and you can interact with it. They also have, all these different platforms that they're going to be allowing, companies to use. So instead of, dealing with the cost of certain customer service costs, you can use the AI, and it is extremely better than, when you call up somewhere and you're like, hey, I need to speak to someone, and it's just this ridiculously slow, painful interaction with the computer simulated thing. I think this whole thing is going to take things to another level and make things a lot easier. So if you scroll through here, it talks about, different workstations. They do a lot of stuff with gaming. They see, this whole omniverse and all these different things. Really interesting stuff, especially with like a metaverse. And it says, build and experience metaverse applications from anywhere. AI and data science. They want to fast track generative AI for enterprises. So essentially, they want to help a lot of the businesses use AI to, improve their businesses significantly. More information here. So, it talks about AT&T supercharges operations with NVIDIA. So there's just so much information. And if we go to the top, you can look at products. So they have, laptops, for instance. They have the GeForce RTX 40 series laptops. It says here that their laptops GPU power the world's fastest laptops for gamers and creators, built with the ultra-efficient NVIDIA Ada Lovelace architecture that bring a quantum leap in performance with AI-powered DLSS 3, a bunch of information, super fast laptops make life a lot easier, a lot quicker. So they got, a bunch of products. If we go back, we can also see, and let's see, they have solutions, and this is again more interesting stuff. So we can look at the AI interface, right? So they talk about faster, more accurate AI interfaces, drive breakthrough performance with your AI enabled applications and services. So that's something we'll get into later. And this is some information that they release. Really interesting stuff. Now, let's quickly jump into the stock price. So right now, the stock is around $393.27. Now, I love looking at the max and looking at where it started. So on January 22nd, 1999, this was 82 cents. It's just crazy. I wish I could go back, as a little kid and be like, okay, so, these are the stocks I'm going to jump into. I'm going to buy some shares in this and this and do some lemonade stands and purchase a bunch of, things like this. So over time, it's definitely grown a lot. Now, what I also like to do is go on Webull. Now, Webull has some information as well. If we go on to the news, so if we go to, for instance, this right here, this is some, more information about the Wall Street Journal. This just came out 4:32. Right now it's 5:14 p.m. It says here, the score is a weekly review of the biggest stock moves and the news that drove them. NVIDIA, AI mania lifted NVIDIA to new heights on Tuesday. The graphics chip maker briefly became the first, this is really interesting, first semiconductor company with a 1 trillion market capitalization, joining an elite club that includes Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft. NVIDIA touched a milestone intraday, but its shares didn't close above that threshold, so it's just a little bit below that trillion market cap currently at 393.27. So here it says, the stock's recent gains stem from NVIDIA's upbeat outlook for artificial intelligence technology as the chip industry struggles with slowing sales. A potential AI boom, which I think is going to happen, could lead to a surge in demand for the semiconductors that power tools like ChatGPT. NVIDIA is the market leader in chips used for AI data centers, having about an 80% share of such processors as of 2020. Pretty interesting. Now, let's go ahead and minimize this. Well, let's go here real quick. I really do like playing around with Webull. It gives a ton of information, always news, always, gives you information about the financials. And if you look at the analytics, you look here, you see that currently the analyst rating for NVIDIA is a 51% buy and a 30% strong buy. I mean, we're talking 80+%, buy or strong buy, and 18% hold, and nothing. None of the analysts are saying sell based on 49 analysts. Now, for you personally, like I always say, like I'm not a financial advisor, but for you, check it out, see if it's something that you want to invest in. I really do think that this is something that I'm going to do more research in. I want to learn as much as possible. This might be something might be worth for me to invest in the future. Now we'll see. I'm wondering if it's going to, come down, do a little roller coaster before it shoots back up again. We shall see. So let's go ahead and minimize this. Now, this is some new information as well. About an hour ago, Intel received stamp of approval from NVIDIA CEO. And I'm just going to read through this real quick. Intel, which one dominated PC chip making, has been struggling to regain its footing. The company has fallen behind rivals like AMD and NVIDIA, which has made a specialty of high-end chips. Now, though, Intel has gotten some good news as NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang has said he was open to working with the chip maker. Once at Intel INTC, which manufactures chips, could be an option in addition to using ones made by Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co., TSMC. Wang said he is confident in Taiwan's supply chain and will continue to use chips made by Taiwan Semiconductors Manufacturing Co. despite recent military threats by China, which is really, we'll see what happens. He also said on May 30th in Taiwan that diversification of the supply chain is critical to the future of NVIDIA. And, there's some more information about this. This is also kind of interesting. Taiwan has faced growing military threats by China and is home to several key chip makers. So I think everyone is keeping an eye on China and Taiwan, that whole situation, and see how that will affect everything. Now, let's get to what is the most exciting, most interesting part of this for me personally. I personally have completed a couple years of medical school. Unfortunately, I got sick with COVID and kind of put a pause on some things, but we'll see what's going to happen here shortly in the future. And hopefully one day I will go ahead and finish that and be an MD. But we'll see what happens, and maybe become a physician, ER physician. I don't know. But I also like this whole finance thing also, so maybe I could do both. We'll see what happens. Now, NVIDIA unveils large language models and generative AI services to advance life sciences. This is something that I've been waiting for. This is something that I've, read on here and there. I was like, hey, how can AI help in the medical field? Because when you're doing research in medical school, or you're a researcher, as a doctor, PhD student, PhD already, whatever it is, it takes forever to just go through all the millions and, well, you're not going to go through millions, but like hundreds and thousands of pages of information, put everything together, try to replicate part of this experiment, and put it together. What if you were to use AI, speed up that process, and make new drugs, new therapies, learn, get a better understanding of a lot of these, ailments and stuff, and quickly crush it by finding cures and just making life so much better for so many people. I really am excited about this, and I really do think that this is the future. So let's just go through this real quick. It says right here, NVIDIA today announced an expanded set of generative AI cloud services for customized AI foundation models to accelerate the creation of new proteins and therapeutics, as well as research into the fields of genomics, chemistry, biology, and molecular dynamics. So we're going to scroll down here. So it says, this cloud service includes pre-trained AI models to help researchers build AI pipelines for drug development. It has been adopted by drug discovery companies including Envozyme and In Silico Medicine to support data-driven drug designs for new therapeutic candidates. Generative AI models can rapidly identify potential drug molecules. In some cases, designing compounds or proteins based on therapeutics from scratch. Trained on large-scale data sets of small molecules, proteins, DNA, and RNA sequences, these models can predict the 3D structure of a protein and how well a molecule will dock with a target protein. Huge. So here's an example right here. 6 new optimized open source models. So we have the AlphaFold 2, a deep learning model that reduces the time it takes to determine a protein structure from years to minutes or even seconds, just by using its amino acid sequence developed by DeepMind and already used by over 1 million researchers. So we have this. Imagine when we start integrating all this new information with all these different AI platforms, things are going to go by so fast. I mean, I really do feel like there's going to be so many cures that are coming soon. We have the DiffDock to help researchers understand how a drug molecule will bind with its target protein. This model predicts the 3D orientation of docking and docking interactions of small molecules with high accuracy and computational efficiency. We have ESM-Fold, ESM2. We have the MoFlow, used for molecular optimization and small molecular generation. This generative chemistry model creates molecules from scratch, coming up with diverse chemical structures for potential therapeutics. And then we have the ProGPT-2. This language model operates novel protein sequences to help research design proteins with unique structure properties and functions. Now, look, I know this is a finance channel, we're going to mostly think about the finances, but the whole biology, the whole medicine aspect, the whole thing to help people make life better for so many people is truly, truly amazing. And I do think that this plus finance go hand in hand, and there's a lot that can be made here. So I'm going to be doing more research into companies like NVIDIA, following their stock prices. We're going to be looking at other companies also that use AI to work for the benefit of humanity and just make a difference and stop a lot of the needless suffering that's going on with a lot of these ailments. And I think that would just make the world a million times better. So let me know what you think about NVIDIA. Is it something that you would, invest in? Did you find this interesting? Do you like this, sort of application for AI? And anyways, thank you for joining, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And if you found any value, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe. More videos are on their way. Adios. Take care.